Good morning, everybody. In the previous classes, we have been studying what is democracy and why do we need a democracy. We have studied about China, Zimbabwe, Saudi Arab, where people do not have rights, they cannot vote. We have studied about the favor, means people who are in favor with democracy and there are people against democracy. Why do we need a democratic government? So let's take an example of India. And India is having democracy. So first says in India the government is accountable to the citizens. Now, how it is accountable to its citizens? So, the government policies in India are based on the democratic values. It is means the government able to respond to the needs of the people. It is the government, it holds multi-party elections, because as we have already studied that China does not hold multi-party election, only one party is elected in China. It has opposition parties to criticize the government. Like whenever any party wins elections and makes a government, the other parties, they come with their people on roads and start doing strikes, whether it's a rise of petrol, whether it's a rise in gas cylinders, whether it's any corruption. So we have the opportunity, not actually opportunity, but we have the right to demonstrate or say against the government. A democratic government rules within limits set by constitutional laws and citizen rights. Like whenever we have any problem against injustice, we can directly move to court for our rights, for justice, and it's already been mentioned in constitution. So means constitution has made some laws which are in support for citizens so that no injustice can be done to them. Democratic government, or it is better than other forms of government, that means monarchy, dictatorship, kingship, because it allows us to correct our own mistake. But in dictatorship, it is not possible. Whatever is said by the leader has to be followed. Democracy also increases the dignity of the citizens. It means that the poorest and the least educated have the same status as the rich and educated people have. Now, according to this, we have this, but we have some weaknesses also. We have some challenges to the democracy. Now, what are the challenges? Challenges to democracy. Here are some challenges. It says, yet India is the best form of democracy. Yeah, democracy is the best form of government. But still, it has some problems. The challenges are growing economic and social inequalities among the people. We have already said कि भाई growing economic and social inequalities among the people. Like it's although all the citizens have the right to vote and fight elections, yet only rich people have a chance to win the election, because these rich people can spend money, and poor people, they do not have money, so they cannot expand, they cannot promote their party, they promote it by funds. Therefore poor people have just the right to vote. Even if they want to fight for the elections, they need money to support the elections. Role of anti-social elements simply means who are not socialist. They want to do something wrong. Like voters are forced to vote for a particular candidate date or party. They force by either giving them money or providing them with some other products, and they somehow want their candidate to win. Corruption and inefficiency. Like in in democratic countries of the world, we say political leaders are corrupt. They are dishonest and inefficient. When we are going for some post means if you want to do so many government jobs or even in privates, we have to fight, we have to go through examinations. But for politics there is no examination. You just have to be the citizen of India. You should have a vote, your name should be in the voter list, and there should be support for you, and then you can become a politician. And after that, all the people know how people become very rich, how they are having properties, and some day or the other, their corruption scenes are created during their career. You have many ghotalas, as you have heard the names. Then we have casteism and communalism. Every elections are fought on the behalf of caste and communalism. During the election, one particular person is highlighted very much, and just before the election, by the naming time, he is chosen as a leader. You must be knowing about, in the last elections, before the election, Hardik Patel, I think so, he was very popular. Many more are there in other states, different states, different peoples are being highlighted. There are other big challenges in many democratic countries like India. A large number of voters give vote to the caste and religion of the candidate. People are not interested in his activities, how his activities are going to favor the people, how much he is educated, is he going to do anything good for the country. That does not matter. Only matters that he should be from our caste or community. People keep in mind, political parties keep in mind the caste or religion of a person while distributing the tickets of the election. There are many more other problems, other challenges in our democratic countries.